Let's talk about actually understanding your credit score, because it's. I once got frustrated with like, all right, credit score, and people say you need to understand your credit score. I'm like, cool, but how do I understand it, and how do I find out what my credit score is? It seems like in America, I think it's credit rating, and you can find out personally how to find out what your credit rating is, and it's a basis points or whatever it is. But over here in Australia, from what I've learnt, is it's not as easily accessible for general population, unless I'm wrong, to find out what your credit scores are. When I was speaking to one of my brokers, they said there's a register or something. Yep. So tell me more about, can people personally go and find out what their credit score is themselves, or do they need to do that through a broker, or what's the go with it?
Yeah, listen on in. So there's a couple of key points to, I guess, run through. What the credit score key assessment points is what I call them. And then I'll jump into where to find this information for free.
Yeah,
so
sweet.
Let's have
that's good.
Oh, love that word. But yeah, so the assessment points, basically looking at your personal debt in both past and present to see how you've gone about either repaying that or not. If there've been any debt repayment issues, and then there's loan approvals and inquiries for personal and family reasons. So that's why if you hear people saying, don't apply for too many loans at the same time.
Yes, or if you've got a property not settled. Because I had this come up. It's like, I've got one about to settle. Can we set up and get approval for the next one? And my broker's like, no, we cannot, because it will tarnish or could tarnish me trying to get approval for the next one. So, you don't be like a rabbit like me.
Yeah, well, it's good that you do that proactive, but a bit, if you're applying for loans, even if you don't go down that path, so that's why having a really good broker is important, because you'll have at each one time there's hundreds of different lending products you can go down. You want to pick the best one and go for that one first for your personal circumstance, and if you do that one and then do the second best and the third best, you're putting 3 applications in, and that's going to be a red flag on the back end of the system. So it's just wise not to do that, because if those red flags come up, then that's going to affect your credit score. Okay, so don't do that. The other thing that I want to mention was just your credit cards and your current credit limits. That's all accumulated into your credit score as well. So that also encompasses obviously your retail store credits or your buy now pay later cards. They're also going to look at all your different bank accounts that are open and closed. So
even closed ones.
Yeah. It's quite interesting actually. I've had bank accounts that I've from like way back in the day, like the first bank account out of school, and
What were you buying?
I was just hustling all those term deposits to try and get those high interest when I was younger.
Is that a thing? They check that?
Yeah, they check most of the stuff, but I had one credit card that I actually applied for and I cancelled. It was, obviously won't say the bank's name, but I thought I cancelled it, but in fact I didn't cancel the account. Cancelled the card, but they still saw it as a credit account, and I actually had to go back, call the bank, and shut the whole bank account down. Which I thought I did that in the first place, but hey, I wasn't getting any fees, so in my eyes, I didn't have the account. So once you've closed all those accounts you're not using, the next thing that you want to obviously look at is any legal proceedings they're going to look at as well. I mean, obviously, if you've got a lawsuit against you, that's not fantastic. So you got to understand why, and then just let them know if that's a question that comes up. And then bankruptcy history. Most people don't have any bankruptcy history, but there's obviously rulings around that. If you do declare bankrupt, you're looking at 7 years before you can obviously go for loans in certain circumstances. Obviously, it's all different based on the level of bankruptcy and the issues that you're in. But obviously, talk to your mortgage broker and accountant around that. They'll give you more details. But the most important part of this little bit is, go and check your credit score. It's free. You can do it online or you can do it over the phone. We'll put some links in the show notes, but CanStar is a website, www.canstar.com.au/credit score. They'll do a free credit score check for you. So check that out.
Awesome.
There's also finder.com.au, same sort of thing. You can just go finder.com.au credit score, Google it, or do the / beforehand. Another great way just to quickly understand what it is just call up. There's 3 main companies that deal with it in Australia: Experian, Ilion, and Equifax. So
what do they do? Like, so you call them up and they'll tell you your credit score?
They're credit assessors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're the ones that you go to, and obviously you call them up. Any other sort of information you're looking for, just check out the government. Actually, like the Australian government has some really good money smart tools and guides. I mean, they just don't market it. They don't put any money into it, but there's a lot of good free information on a website called moneysmart.gov.au. So check that out, and all the information's there. So